Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips MLB Daily Fantasy Show for today, the 23rd of May. It's a pitching rich day today. We'll start at the top with Clayton Kershaw. It's $14,000 and I'm not going to put him up as a selection on the basis of that price. I know at this stage we're expecting low walks and hits, 10 or more strikeouts, but to make the price value you are going to need 7 innings of one hit ball, with 10 strikeouts. Now, while that is close to the expectations, and you do have a degree of certainty with the consistently great Clayton Kershaw, what is the rest of your team going to look like with well over 25% of your budget spent on a single player? I'd rather play Johnny Cueto of the San Francisco Giants for $12,600. This is 90% of the price of Clayton Kershaw. He gets the Padres. He's had 2 complete games against San Diego this year, who strike out the second most in all of baseball. His line against the Padres in 2 starts this year is 18 innings, 11 hits, an earned run with 3 walks and 19 strikeouts. In all honesty, he's 90% the cost of Kershaw. He could easily equal Kershaw's production today, particularly if he throws another complete game and the bonus points you get for that. Gio Gonzalez of the Washington Nationals for $9,900. Gio's allowed a single run or less in 6 of 8 starts this year. The Mets aren't as good against lefties. He has got a good record against the Mets, going 10-4 in 18 starts with a 2.59 ERA. He's got 40 strikeouts in 48 1/3 this year, and the Mets are above average when it comes to striking out. He did allow just a single run on his last start against the New York Mets as well. I think Gio looks a very solid play. Rich Hill of the Oakland Athletics for $9,500. Rich Hill has been very solid his last 6 starts. He's got an ERA below 2 in that time frame. The left-hander does negate a number of the power hitters in the Seattle lineup. We know the safe's a great park for the pitcher. He's got a couple of 10 strikeout performances this year, including his meeting with the Mariners in this ballpark in April. For $9,500, I'm perfectly willing to make a play with Rich Hill today. And finally, John Lackey of the Chicago Cubs. We know that Lackey can pitch at Busch. For $9,400, he's around 1 strikeout per inning this year. He threw 7 shutout innings with 11 strikeouts against St. Louis in April, and he's been pitching better in May. His ERA in May is 1.86 for the month. Those are the 4 pitchers I'll be looking to use and hoping that maybe Kershaw has something of a disaster, which I know is unlikely against the Cincinnati Reds, but you can but hope. Stacks of the day. How can we stack our lineups for increased points potential? Well, it's a strong pitching day, so stacking looks pretty difficult, to be perfectly honest. I think we can stack some Dodgers. Brandon Finnegan has struggled to an ERA of over 5 in his last 4 starts, all of which have been Reds defeats. While it is difficult to trust the Dodgers' bats, there are favourable conditions forecast today, and if they chase Finnegan, they also get a crack at that pretty bad Cincinnati bullpen. So we'll take first baseman Howie Kendrick for $3,400. He had a home run with 2 doubles yesterday, and he has got the platoon advantage in the matchup. Outfielder Trace Thompson for $3,300. He's hitting .280 with 7 home runs and will also enjoy the platoon in the matchup. And second base Chase Utley, who led off yesterday, $3,300, .285 with 2 home runs. He also enjoys the platoon in the matchup. The other lineup I'm looking at stacking is the Kansas City Royals. They get to face Ricky Nolasco. They are against, obviously, a lineup that doesn't throw out runners that steal bases very often. We know the Royals do like to play a little bit of small ball. The only issue with this stack is the weather forecast. The weather doesn't look good in Minnesota today, and we'll have to keep an eye on that if we do decide to use them, purely because we don't want to get caught out like the people that got involved in Colorado, Pittsburgh yesterday and have a game rained off after an inning. So just, keep an eye on what the weather looks like in Minnesota if you're going to use this stack. I think first baseman Eric Hosmer for $4,400. He's hitting $311 with 8 home runs and 3 steals. Will enjoy the platoon in this matchup. Third baseman Mike Moustakas is now back from injury. He's worked $3,700 today. He's hitting .240 with 7 home runs. He has got 2 home runs off of Ricky Nolasco. Also hits from the right side of the platoon. And shortstop Alcides Escobar for $3,600. He's hitting .261. He's got 10 stolen bases this year. Could easily add to that today against the Twins. For my foundation players, the players we should be using as foundations upon which to build a solid lineup, my first baseman is Eric Hosmer. Again, keep an eye on the weather. For Kansas City, $4,400. Enjoys the platoon advantage over the struggling Nolasco in a decent park with decent winds forecast. Obviously, there is the weather risk there. He's hitting .311 with 8 home runs this year. My second baseman is Daniel Murphy of the Washington Nationals. He's 4,900. He leads MLB in batting. He does have the platoon advantage over Bartolo Colon, and he's hitting 387 this year with 6 home runs. At third base, I'll take Evan Longoria of the Tampa Bay Rays for 4,600. He's enjoyed 2 home runs off of Wei-Yin Shen. He's hitting 263 with 8 this year, and also hits from the right side of the platoon. My shortstop's Alcides Escobar of the Kansas City Royals for 3,600. As I said earlier, 261 with 10 steals, and Minnesota are poor at throwing out runners. And in the outfield, I'll take Marcell Ozuna of the Miami Marlins. He's $5,000. He hits up the top of the lineup, has the platoon advantage over Matt Moore, and is hitting 311 with 8 home runs this year. My value plays for today: at catcher, JT Realmuto of the Miami Marlins. He's 304 with 2 home runs, hits from the right side of the plate against Matt Moore. First baseman, also qualifies at second base, is Steve Pearce of the Tampa Bay Rays. He's 3,400, hitting 312 with 7 home runs. He enjoys the platoon over Wei-Yin Shen, who he has had a home run off. Second base, Chase Utley of the Dodgers for 3,300, 285, 2 home runs, and the right side of the platoon in the matchup tonight. My third baseman is Maikel Franco of the Philadelphia Phillies. He's 3,900, 247, 7 homers. He gets Mike Pelfrey. Pelfrey's got a really high whip and averages almost 2 home runs per 9 innings this year. My shortstop is Aledmys Diaz of the St. Louis Cardinals for 3,100. Shortstop is a really hard position today. Diaz has taken up residence as the value shortstop in recent days. He's hitting 352 this year with 6 home runs. And in the outfield, I'll take JD Martinez of the Detroit Tigers for 3,900. He's a 261 hitter with 9 home runs this year. He's been swinging it really well over the weekend. While Vince Velasquez is not easy, he is a pitcher that doesn't tend to go deep into games, around 5 or 6 innings. So I think Martinez has upside from the wrong side of the platoon in this matchup today. That's all I've got for you today. Best of luck with your lineups, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to like the video, hit me up in the comments with the daily fantasy plays you like today, and press that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I will be here all MLB season and through the NFL season with daily fantasy sports advice. If you haven't signed up yet, or you're interested in starting to play daily fantasy sports, please click the link in the description for this video, and that'll take you where you need to go to start playing with DraftKings today. Best of luck with your lineups, and have a great day.